Will vulnerable King Charles revenge? Omid and Meghan must be punished. Hello everyone, welcome back to the King YouTube channel. As last week has proven that nasty Scooby-Doo and the even nastier Meghan Markle are once again openly tossing grenades at the monarchy. It would be incredibly naive to believe that Meghan is not working closely with that plastic Scooby-Doo. The king has only become more popular since his mother passed away. Now Camilla is his rock. She is the one responsible for the gradual mellowing of Charles. They are so devoted to each other, and it's a beautiful thing. And that has led to a public acceptance, and perhaps even love and affection towards the king and his wife. Now, Charles was only 24 years old, and Camilla was dating an army officer, Andrew Parker Bowles. He was a renowned cheat. Charles was introduced to Camilla by a mutual friend, and for 6 months they had a little fling. For Camilla, it was just a little bit of fun, and she was trying to pay Andrew back for all his cheating. Well, then Charles went abroad with the Navy, and the fling ended. Soon enough, Andrew proposed to Camilla, and she accepted, and Charles was absolutely brokenhearted. He believed he had lost the one love of his whole life. It was a romance which, through very unfortunate circumstances for the both of them, was never really given the chance to grow. On April 9th of 2005, Camilla was absolutely terrified. She didn't know how the day was going to go. It was the day that she was scheduled to marry Prince Charles. She at that time thought that she was the most despised woman in Britain, but still, she wanted to marry the man she had always really loved. Their tragic fairy tale romance, as we all know, has played out for years in a very public way. Christmas at Sandringham is coming up soon, so Charles should be relaxing. He should be reflecting on a job well done since he became king. He knew, just like all of us did, that after the Queen's reign, his was not going to be easy. He had some big shoes to fill. I mean, actually some really small shoes, but you know what I mean. He also understood that he would be compared with her in every single thing he did. But he's choosing to do things his way, and he is working so hard. And now the people and the media are on his side. He is not in an easy position. In fact, he's in a pretty vulnerable one. But really, he shouldn't be, because now he is once again in the firing line from Meghan Markle's cheerleader and mouthpiece, Scooby-Doo. These nasty accusations and lies are being thrown in his direction, and the truth is he doesn't deserve it. And it's not only that book Endgame, which is so vile, it's the thinly veiled threats that are coming from Montecito through all these leaks and suggestions. Now we're hearing that Meghan wants to play the lead role in a Netflix docuseries, showing how difficult it was for her as a woman of color to be accepted into the racist, all-white royal family. Reportedly, Meghan is now wanting to tell her story of how Anne and Sophie and Catherine were so jealous of her when they heard that Her Majesty had confided in her that she was her favorite royal. I mean, come on. There are so many crazy people out there, though. I mean, I don't know how many, at least thousands of delusional people who worship Meghan, and they believe that everything she says actually is true, including that the Queen told her that she was her favorite royal. What a load of nonsense. Honestly, if you want to know where they are, they're on Instagram. Probably half of them are bots, I hope so. But anyway, there are a lot of pro-Sussex pages on there. And I've seen some posts on a British Vogue page about the Royal Variety Show, and at least half of the posts out of hundreds were against Princess Catherine and Prince William. These are the same nutcases that support BLM. They truly are capable of anything. Now, even though Meghan was just a timid, unassuming woman whose only goal was to be accepted as a hard-working member of the family, we gotta get ready for some bitterness, some spite to be acted out by her, because we're gonna get it, don't you doubt it. And what about Harry? Well, he'll tell whatever lies she tells him to tell. And if he refuses, then she's gonna go after him, and he doesn't want that. Who knows how Charles and the rest of the family are gonna deal with all this? The truth is, the royals do not deserve any of this nonsense. But even so, it's coming. Reportedly, King Charles and the rest of the family are considering all options when it comes to disgraceful publication of names in that Dutch version of the book. I just hope that they don't dither on this for too long. I hope that they can immediately set the wheels in motion to strip the nasty pair of their titles. And I think Parliament is going to be in agreement on this. And if they disagree, well, they shouldn't be in Parliament. They really need to make the announcement as soon as possible, leading up to Christmas, but not at Christmas, please, because that could look very petty and the two invisible children could end up suffering. It's not their fault. I mean, they have the most horrible, unpopular parents in the entire world, but they didn't choose to be born to them. Let's just hope that Archofficial and Invisibet can grow up to be better people than what their parents are. And you know what? Let Meghan and Harry live like ordinary commoners. That's what they said they wanted. Let them try to find some work then. Nobody's going to care about them. Nobody's going to care about the fact that once upon a time they were royals. Harry's going to come back to his family broken and battered with his tail between his legs. And Meghan's going to have to go back to, oh, I don't know, entertaining gentlemen on yachts. But I don't think anybody would want her at this point. She's a bit long in the tooth for that. And who knows what's going to happen to the kids. Maybe the royal family and Meghan's other family members will now finally get a chance to meet them after all this time. Probably that would be the best thing for them, again, assuming they're real. This isn't the first time that Meghan and Harry have made nasty accusations towards Harry's family, but it's different this time. The way they're talking about it is very different from after the Oprah Winfrey Wine Fest was broadcasted. The reality show was also bad, but not this bad. And then Spare came out, which again was bad, but even so, it wasn't this bad. Now, after the Oprah show, the immediate reaction was shock and horror. And it was really against the royal family for a big part, until we realized that actually that interview contained so many lies. And then after the reality show, a lot of people expressed disbelief. I mean, disbelief about things that happened and also disbelief that Meghan and Harry were telling this stuff. It was pretty obvious that the material for the 6 episodes had been prepared even before they got married. After all, who video records their courtship and their proposal? And then there was outrage over that insulting mock curtsy. And then after Wham, well, people were just laughing and making fun of Harry because the whole book was so stupid. At this point, most people can spot a Sussex lie when they hear them or see them appear, including the nickname for Her Royal Highness Catherine, the Princess of Wales, who has been described at the same time as being lazy and scared to do anything other than to show up and smile at the cameras. Endgame also says that Catherine is keen to do anything to grab headlines. I don't see, though, how these claims can make sense when we put them together. One thing is for sure, though, besides recognizing lies, especially absurd claims, anybody with even a little bit of common sense or insight into what Meghan is like as a person recognize all the spite directed at her arch nemesis, fueled by the most bitter, disgusting jealousy. Scraping the bottom of the barrel is what Meghan does best. Most people are smart enough to see this for what it is, leftovers from the first 2 acts rehashed and maybe changed a little bit. People are going to see right through Meghan and Harry, and the royal family will be fine. They will keep on doing what they do best. In so many ways, the royal family really are fine exemplars for the country and also the whole world. Meghan and Harry, on the other hand, are insignificant, and soon enough, they're going to lose their platforms. So bravo, Scooby-Doo, you completely ruined their chances of weaseling their way back into the royal fold and hopefully renting an apartment at Kensington or St. James Palace. And what about their American dream? Well, they just need to forget that as well, because they're lazy, they're grifters, they're talentless, they're a couple of hypocritical fake victims, and their lies have killed their endeavors. It is only the equally insane or just dumb, mainly millennials and younger people who are peddling this woke controlling brigade that believes the lies and nonsense they do, or that comes out of their mouths. We made a mistake when we took physical discipline to teach wrong actions and respects out of the hands of education, and in some countries even the home. We spoiled these children with too many choices of anything they could possibly want, and they didn't have to do anything to earn it. Basically, a lot of kids got too many privileges just automatically. They didn't have to actually do any work to get these privileges. And now we have a generation filled with people who are a lot like Meghan and Harry and Scooby-Doo and other squatties with very little or mostly no moral boundaries, and no respect for anybody who has a different opinion. And many of these don't appreciate having to hear or read the truth of theirs or about these millennials they claim to love. And you, do you agree with the views in my video? Please tell me what you think below in the comments. If you think my video is useful, don't be afraid to like and share it with anybody else who would love it anytime you want. And don't be afraid to click the subscribe button to get more updates in the future. Thank you so much for tuning in, have a lovely weekend, and we'll be back to see you all tomorrow.